everyone joining us. Welcome to my stream. Today I'm going to be playing this kitten jump game until I die and also doing some Q&A about my newly released 2-minute film opener. God, that sounds stupid. So I'm gonna open up calls if you guys have any questions now.
Hi, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is this thing on? Okay, I think it's working now. Anyways, how did your project use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues?
My film is about teen drama, love, and strong emotions. The protagonist, Camila, also appears to be somewhat of a social outcast character, stating that she hates school and has had one best friend her whole life. These are subtle but clear stereotypes of a teenager who does not fit in. Many teenagers, especially today, may be able to relate to Camila. My film opener also deals with heavy topics like loss, one-sided love, and battling against one's own emotions. Camila states how she feels like she shouldn't have a crush on her best friend, but does anyways, and this is a common occurrence for high schoolers. The main conflict of the story would be man versus self, since Camila is fighting her own emotions when it comes to her friend Ezra. It is implied that after Ezra dies, she'll have even more strong emotions that she needs to cope with. There's also incredibly important to represent because mental health is a big deal nowadays, and there's a lot of stigma around it. Though this film opener doesn't directly address the topic of mental health, it is implied that if it was a full-length film, it would be a major topic that comes up later on. Does anybody have any more questions?
Hi, my name is Archibald and I'm from Britain. I'm a big fan of your work and I'm wondering how your film engages with the audience and how would it be distributed if you were to release it as a full-length film in real life?
My film opener engages with the audience by making two relatable teenage protagonists. The main target audience of this film would be teenagers and young adults, and if they can relate to the characters in one or more ways, they'll feel a lot more connected to them. This is helpful because having an attachment to characters in a film often makes the audience a lot more emotional when something happens to them, almost as if they're feeling what the characters are feeling. This will make the film much more memorable for the audience. As for how the film would be distributed if it was a full-length feature, I would imagine that it would be distributed on streaming services such as Netflix, Hulu, etc. Oop, I almost died on this kitten game. Does anybody have any last questions?
Hi, I watched your film, God, That Sounds Stupid, and I had one question. How do you think your production skills developed throughout the process of making your production?
How did my production skills develop? To be honest, I don't think my production skills developed any further than they already were during this project. This is because I've been making productions similar to this since I was a little kid and making up my own stories and filming them. So I've already had a lot of experience with this type of production. But although my skills did not develop any further, I definitely made use of the skills I already had, like filming, editing, and basically everything. Alright, I think we have time for one more question.
Hi there. I was wondering precisely how you integrated technologies into your film, such as software, hardware, and online technology.
Good question. I used a number of different technologies during this project. One of the main items that I could not have done this without is a tripod. I've had a good quality tripod for as long as I can remember, and I've always used it for films, and it has been very helpful to me. It was an investment that was definitely worth it. It was especially helpful since I was creating this project with no help from other people, and the tripod was necessary for me because I didn't have anybody else to hold the camera still. As for the camera, I used my phone camera for this film and it worked out nicely. And for the editing, I used a free app called CapCut. I've been using CapCut for my productions for a very long time. It has so many features such as being able to easily add text, overlays, video effects, and transitions. Overall, it's a very good editing app and I find it very easy to use. Oh shoot, I just died in this game. I guess that ends our stream. Thank you guys so much for all of your questions. Alright, I will see you next week.